Hi guys, good evening. It's a mid-US session update only here, Light Forex Global YouTube channel. My name is Piotr. It's my pleasure to be with you. It's hard to say that we are going to make the update when it comes to the charts. More likely we are going to make the update when it comes to the coronavirus stats. Guys, it's horrible. We were discussing for the last few meetings that it's not funny, it's scary. We are, there is a line in the sand between right here, right now, between the epidemic and pandemic, especially the latest. I'm checking for you. Press conference from the US CDC, right? We are going to talk about that within the second. Overall, guys, on the other hand, we as traders, we have to take the advantage of that, right? But with this type of the market, your exposure has to be much lower than usual, in my opinion, right? Unless you are very, very aggressive day trader and you know what you are doing. If something is against you, you are quickly cutting. But if it's position trading, some kind of the swing trading, then you have to adjust your risk, right? Of course, you can check my activity, but there are three different strategies in the one account, but you can monitor my activity. You can find the link in the description. So what we are going to do, we are going to get through all the cases because US CDC, there is a very strong chance of an extremely serious outbreak of the coronavirus here in the United States. During their press conference, there was also talk about this special antivirus mask. Right now they've got like 30 million, but then the specialists are saying that they need 300 million, so 10 times more, right? There are 53 cases in US right here, right now. So they are advising to be prepared, meaning that it's time for businesses, hospitals, communities and schools to prepare to respond to the coronavirus, right? So that's based on this conference. So that's in the US. The things are getting uglier in Europe, right? Especially in the Italy. Italy is the case number one. Because from the north, right now we are in the south. We have two people died already, right? We have 2 or 3 new cases in the Spain, Barcelona. If you remember, earlier today we were talking about the Tenerife, Canary Island. We have new cases. There are some kind of we got the confirmation, right? In Switzerland, Romania, Croatia, right? 2 new cases in the France. Well, we are in a free fall when it comes to the market, when it comes to the indices. So, it's horrible. It's really, really horrible what is going on, and the things are speeding up. We are not slowing, we are speeding up, right? So it's extremely dangerous things right now. But let's have a look what we have when it comes to the chart, right? So let's have a look right now for a few charts. Let's have a look the free fall we have. I'm going to try to explain a few more things. All right, so the first important thing is the gold. Yesterday, mysterious seller, right? We were discussing about that. That was during the US hours. There was a continuation during the Asian hours. We've seen move back, but we are fighting, still fighting around the daily open, right? I've been talking previously that there is a good thing and looks like it's working for now from the long perspective, right? The swing and over swing low and over under, right? So we were discussing the break above this candle to the downside, right? So we were discussing over under as well, as long as we are above this 1642, 1640. There is a possibility we might see a little bit higher. We might see a little bit higher levels, but still, it's quite strange because, well, overall gold should be treated as a safe haven. But guys, think about this: if there is some kind of the pandemic, right? So what's going if you have to move? So what are you going to pack your gold into your bag and what, right? From that perspective, right? Maybe that's something behind here, right? But anyway, from the just pure trading perspective, paper gold trading perspective, well, I'm quite surprised. We are not even trying to push higher. So for now, 1640, 1642 to the downside, no change here, and this time 1662 to the upside for now when it comes to the gold, right? Next, oil, still holding partial short, been trading a bit, but still one direction to the downside. If we are going to manage to close below the most recent low, right? If we are going to manage to close below this over under, okay, seeing to what we have here, we were discussing oil quite a few times. Then we are opening 45 as a next one, all right? And you know, my target first is 42, then later over the course of the year, if nothing's gonna change, 32. Again, link in the description. You can check what I'm doing with oil. And for me, from the intraday perspective, don't forget that we do have private API later today after the US session closed, 30 minutes later, and tomorrow official EEA, right? And as of now, looking to sell the Rileys, right? Looking to sell the Rileys. That's how it looks for now. So what kind of the Rileys we are talking about here? Well, in case of some central bank manipulation, we might see this type of the bounce. So for now, levels close to 51, that could be the case when it comes to the, I would say we can call it the flag break, right? So huge chance to continue to the downside. So retest would be great. Are we going to see that? I don't know. I'm going to make an update when it comes to the oil, of course, around the EEA tomorrow. Next one, what I would like to show you guys, it's strange thing. The currencies are not moving that much. The only biggest mover is dollar yen testing 110, right? Big level. And I'm going to watch around the Sydney Open. You know, there is a 3 hours like no liquidity gap, and many of times we've seen boom shakalak, this type of the move. I'm going to watch very carefully. I'm not here on the dollar yen when they were testing 110.30 and 110.30 holds. On the bounce up, I closed the rest of my short, but I'm sitting short pound yen, and I'm not so happy because pound is doing quite well. I do understand euro is bouncing higher, because one can argue, well, come on, why euro is bouncing higher? Because man, on this huge move to the upside, whatever asset you wanted to take into the consideration, you were funding yourself with euro, right? So come on, they have to pay some euros back, so that's not surprise. The surprise for me is the pound, because it's quite resilient. Well, what I'm monitoring with the pound right here, right now, is this latest 111, right? So now I'm going to look for this type of the pullback here. Let's have a look if we are going to get that one. Overall, from the medium term perspective, I'm still sitting short, but if we are going to get the close above 130, I might be a bit nervous. Then of course the pound yen might not work my way. That's why I'm going to look for any kind of the unusual activity during this 3 hours gap after the US close before the Tokyo Open. All right. And of course, towards the end of our update, indices, guys, that's the free fall, right? And I told you, especially the buyers, if you were a buyer and you were like, yeah, it's BTFD for me, right? I told you, if you haven't seen what was going on in 2008, and guys, we are going to have the information in media in regards to the coronavirus for the next few weeks for sure, right? The thing is, if we are going to slow down a bit, that could spur some kind of the move to the upside, no doubt about it, right? But it's not by the F dip right now. It's trying not to buy the falling knife, right? So be very careful. I've been talking about that earlier, right? When there is a no bid on the market, so big guys, sometimes they are forced to sell at whatever price. So we are right now, the Nasdaq right here is quite strong, but guys, that was the first 5-minute trading range, right? That was the first 5-minute trading range. It was 9,150. We are right now at the new low and 200 points lower, all right? And the Nasdaq is the strongest, right? Why? Well, let me show you. S&P, after we broke 3,200, S&P is in a free fall. S&P is in a free fall, right? It's hard to trade this type of the market, right? It's hard to trade this type of the market. Where is next stop? Around 3,100. This dip, right? And then eventually first top of that range, 3,050, and 50% of that range, 2,955. All right. So guys, for now, spikes based on the news from the central bankers, President Trump or whatever. I'm not talking about the officials from the, let's say, WHO, but their conference yesterday was horrible as well. But anyway, unless it's gonna be news related and positive, confirmed that we do have something, right? But the vaccine, come on. Not earlier than 1 year based on the information from CDC. All right. So for now, spikes based on the news, especially on the smaller time frame, this type of the spikes, like 15 minutes, you've got the spike, then you've got market is trying to remove the stops and reversing. That's what you may try to fade. All right. So don't be trapped, guys. Of course, I'm going to make the update if necessary. That's it from me right here, right now. Again, don't be trapped, guys. Have a great rest of the day. Take care and goodbye.